This video is going to be a quick and simple guide for any beginner looking to start making $200 online each day. There will only be a couple different websites I have to go over for you to be ready to start this method straight away. Make sure to stick around to the end where I explain how to get the most out of this method by getting up our first 40 listings for completely free. To get started, go to the first website, which is where you'll be selling your images, Etsy. I'm sure you've heard of this website before. It's mainly used for people selling small handmade gifts or have a small store that also does online sales. Many people have actually found out as well that it's useful to start selling digital products as well. Now, along the top here, you'll see all the different categories on which they sell in. So you've got jewelry and accessories, you've got clothing, you've got home, then you've got toys and stuff like that as well. But the category that we're going to be working in today is the arts one here. This is where we can then utilize a free software, which I'll show you in a bit, to create these digital art or digital prints that literally take seconds to make, all from you just copy and pasting. This method is also completely available worldwide. There should be no restrictions for doing this wherever you live. Back on Etsy now, what I want you to do is go to the search bar at the top and search for printable dog posters. This is of course just one singular thing you can search for out of the many that you could do with this method, but animals always does well on these sites, so I'll use them as an example. What we now want to do here is then find other Etsy shops selling these digital art pieces and find out what ones are doing well. To see which ones are doing well, you can then see all of the reviews they have and then how much they're selling for as well. Also, Etsy has a popular now button, so you can see what ones are kind of trending. Just as an indicator on how well some of these are doing, this is a seller here who is doing something similar to what we're going to be doing. They're selling a set of 6 prints for £12. Now this is just one of many as well. I picked this at complete random, so some are going to be doing better than this and also some will obviously be doing worse. So let's see how much they're actually making. £12 per product, and then they have made 80,000 sales. Some of these could be at a higher or lower price as well, but let's just use £12 for them all. Just to put in perspective on how much these simple digital art pieces are bringing a seller in to show you how lucrative it can actually be, this then comes out to 960,000 from these simple art pieces that can be done in literally seconds. Now, of course, there are fees as well that you're going to have to take into account. Nothing that would make you worry though. Etsy only take 5% from each sale, as well as a 20p listing fee, which I can show you how to get around when we get to the end of this video. Also, you can see these are digital downloads, so no product gets sent to the person at all. It's all just through your computer. A bit further down, we then need to find out what size the sellers are making their downloads, so we can then bring that into the free software in a second. Here are the different sizes that they do, so make sure you keep a note of that. So the software that we'll be using is Canva. I've used this in many of my other videos, so I won't go into too much detail about it, but basically it's free for anyone to use and is also very simple. Like I said before, we're going to be needing to know the dimensions to get started on Canva, and the dimensions were 8 by 10. If you go to create a design at the top and then come down to custom size and then put 8 by 10 in, then press create new design. This is then going to bring you into the builder with the exact dimensions that we put in. So here we can now start making our posters, and I'll show you just how easy they are to make. Over on the left here, we have everything that can go into making these posters. So what we need to do is go into the Elements tab and search for dogs. From here, we then need to find a relevant picture similar to the ones that we were looking at before that are also customizable. We don't want to pick ones that you have to pay for, like this one, for example, as this is a completely free method. Once you've searched for a few seconds and found the right one, click it so it then brings it onto the page. So we pick this one, for example. Now, to make sure we can then sell these posters on, we need to edit the style of the image and make it more interesting, like the ones we found over on Etsy. Some of them have glasses on, some of them have flowers on their heads. So what I want to do for this image is add some sunglasses on. So if we go back to the Elements tab and then search for sunglasses, you now have hundreds of different images and different styles that you can choose from, obviously remembering to not use the pro ones. So have a look at the different images and then pick one you like. All you have to do is add them on, slightly resize them and everything like that. Or if you don't want that, press delete and we can then pick different ones by these. So like I said before, there's going to be a range of free ones that work just fine, but say in a couple months down the line when you're making a good amount of money from this method, you could then reinvest your profits and try Canva Pro, I think, which is around $15 a month. So you'll then be able to customize your posters a lot more and use some of these pro ones. But for now, this method will work just fine with the free version. So moving back to the poster now, we need to add in the background like some of the ones Etsy had. To do this, you need to find the background tab on the left here. If we go to more, then we'll find background. You now have hundreds you can choose from. I've just chosen this one here, but you can pick whatever one you like. Obviously, when you do this yourself, you'll have to make it much more interesting rather than just a quick edited one together. But obviously, depending on what niche you pick, whether it be sports posters, food posters, or whatever one you choose, you will then have to decide on the right colors and background for that niche. So to now combat the fact that there are obviously tons of other people doing this method on Etsy right now, you really need to find something that is going to stand out from all these other sellers. This is where something like speech bubbles or quotes could come in handy. I haven't seen many people doing this on Etsy, so it could be something to do right now. So to do this, we'll have to move the dog down a bit, slightly resize him, move the glasses down. And then if we go back to elements, and then instead of sunglasses, we search for speech bubbles, pick the one that you want, and then add that into the top like that. Make sure it's obviously free again, and it also fits the style that you've gone with. Then once you've then added that in, you could then add some funny text or a quote that the dog would be thinking or saying. Adding text is very simple as well. All you need to do is go to the text tab, either pick a normal heading, or you can go through all the different fonts. If you want to do just normal text, just add that and it will come up and you can change the text very simply. There are obviously endless ways which you could edit these posters. Some people would even go a step further and do fully customizable from the buyer's standpoint. Say if their dog's name is Peggy and it's a Labrador, they would then ask for that and you can then design it based around exactly what they say. But that's for something you should think about in the future. So for now, as I've done this poster here, obviously it's not completely finished. What I would then do is go to the top and press share and then press download and make sure the file type's PNG. Then once you've done that, press download and it will save it to your files so you can then sell them on. Now you've completed your poster or posters, we now need to start making our Etsy store, which is very simple. Like I also said at the beginning, I'm going to show you how to get the most out of this method by getting your first 40 listings for free, which takes the 20p off of the listings. If we actually go into Etsy and search for 40 free Etsy listings, this will now show you people who have affiliate links on their product descriptions, which gives you 40 free listings. How this works is this isn't even the price. You don't have to pay for anything. All you do is come down here and use their affiliate link to then start your store, and you get your first 40 product listings for free. This then also credits the person selling them, so their affiliate link gets used, which they then profit from as well. So it's as easy as making your store, selling your digital products, and then bringing in the thousands of dollars each and every day. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for future money making methods.